All right, let's get this over with.
Welcome aboard, teachers and train stations. Well, Jeremy, how you doing?
Pretty good. I don't even know what we're going to talk about.
Well, what I thought we'd talk about tonight is Venezuela. We're about to go to war with them. Who do you think's going to win that one?
It's going to be a really short war.
It's going to be very short. We're talking like Munchkin short.
I'm thinking kind of like in high school. It was always, hey, there's going to be 2 hits. I'm going to hit you and you're going to hit the floor. Kind of feel like that's the way this is going to go if we go to war with Venezuela.
This is actually live air traffic over the United States. As you could see, it's pretty darn busy.
You know what's funny about that? I didn't know this. Did you know? I think somebody said once there's like 3,000 planes in the air at any given time in the United States, and way heavier during kind of those rush hour morning and evenings.
Oh, I believe it.
That's insane. We don't have enough places to park all the planes. We depend that there'll be airplanes in the sky.
Actually, the first time in like 100 years, over 100 years, that there were no planes in the United States was 9/11.
Yeah, I remember
They
that.
grounded everything and there was no traffic.
We had a picture in our office in my old work, and it was just some sort of candid picture or whatever, but it was just tons and tons of planes all parked on the highway outside of this small airport.
Oh, wow.
And huge planes, and apparently planes were landing on runways that were way too short for them. And they were taxiing these jets, I guess at that point, and they were parking them on the streets around it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, let's check out the rest of this map. Let's go down. Here we go. Okay, it's a little lighter. What's this empty spot right here? I mean, literally, we can zoom right on in. There.
I would love to see data to see how full it is normally. I mean, that could just be a natural hole. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. That could be just a natural hole where only 1 or 2 planes ever fly over it anyway.
All right, let me just go ahead and let me just respond to that. That is the dumbest idea I have heard in a long time.
Well, I mean, to play devil's advocate, I mean, there are some empty spots. I mean, look at that right there.
All right,
Right there.
Uruguay. Okay,
There are some empty worlds there.
Yeah, but who's going to Uruguay? I mean, you're
Apparently 2 people.
2 planes. Well, this one, LCO 3617, we're giving you a shout out. You're gonna go to Uruguay, but going back. Oh,
hey, look
hang
at
on.
you, Seth.
Oh shoot, what did I do?
You pulled that whole bar. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
But apparently,
Wow, look at all those planes just going across the Atlantic.
Oh yeah,
That's
look at all
impressive.
that going across
I've never seen any
the
of this.
Atlantic.
Look at that going out of like Syria. Wow, look at that. I mean,
So I
Syria
get
is another one of those. Look at that. There's
I
like
get
nobody around
planes
Syria.
not going over Sudan. I get that. Venezuela is a hole right now. So
in more ways than one.
in more ways than one. So, I mean, clearly, since President Trump has said stay out of the area, people are listening. So that begs the question, what are the reasons we might go to war with Venezuela? So maybe if you want to start out and then I'll jump in.
I have real trouble with the word war. I don't think we're going to go to war with Venezuela.
This is going to be an ass kicking.
I was going to say, I just, war seems like a strong term, but I'll play along. I would think this really has to do strongly with all the drugs and all the other illegal stuff that moves through Venezuela. But I mean, I assume they're clearing out the airspace so that they can do a strike of some sort. They can send a smart missile that way. I don't know what they'd be going for, because even if, well, let me put it this way: if you were going after some major drug section, maybe you found the kingpin's lair, you're going to need to get a lot of permissions.
From who?
From Venezuela.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Here's the whole point of it. President Trump doesn't give two
I get it. I get it. And
two,
neither do
two
I.
shites
And neither do
about getting permission from Venezuela. Let me tell you the difference between.
But it is an act of war to do something on another country's property.
Well, let me give you. Well, of course, yeah, we're going to be doing acts of war. We're going to go to war with them. Now, that does not mean we're going to do boots on the ground. Now, let me tell you the difference, in my opinion, between Mexico, where we should go after these cartels, and Venezuela. We care what Mexico thinks. We're giving them the respect to say, we're not going to go in and take out your cartels without your permission. Venezuela, we don't care. We're taking them out. They're far enough away. And the other thing is Monroe Doctrine, which says that Europe and the rest of the world has to stay out of our half of the world. And China's been encroaching. Russia's been encroaching. Venezuela's really making ties with Russia and China. We're putting an end to that. And so we might be going after the cartels, but we might also be going after Maduro.
Well, the interesting thing about that is it seems to me that there, like twice a day, was a plane, and it was a commercial airliner. And this was back when we were going to, well, we weren't, but the Ukraine thing was kicking all off.
Okay.
And there was a commercial airliner, and I don't remember how Ukraine and all that was tied into this, but I just remember hearing about it on some sort of newscast. There are 2 commercial planes a week. I think it's 2 days a week, twice, one there and one back type thing. And it's a commercial plane, meaning you're supposed to have passengers. You can't buy a ticket for it.
Yeah, you know
and
where
it goes straight to Venezuela.
Well, do you know where that plane is right now?
I have no idea.
Not Venezuela.
Yeah.
It is not Venezuela. The other thing is we might be going after Maduro. The problem with that is if you take out Maduro, who's going to replace him? And I don't have an answer.
I have an answer for that.
Answer.
Whatever Dominion voting system says.
Well, interesting. We were talking earlier, and one thing about Dominion voting systems, this may have something to do with that. Dominion was started by 3 Venezuelans with serious ties to the Maduro regime. And I'm sorry, the shadiest elections I have ever seen. One was 1960 with Kennedy. The other one was 2020. Because all of a sudden you had millions of voters appear out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they disappeared. And a lot of that has to do with Dominion voting machines. Some of it has to do with those drop boxes. But there is some chatter that maybe Trump wants revenge on the Maduro regime, because if they use their ties with Dominion to affect the 2020 election, that Trump would like a little revenge on that. Now, how much credence that has, I don't know.
Revenge seems like a strong word for somebody who's already there. It's kind of like, hey, I hate you for locking me out of my house. And while I sit in my house, I'm going to go beat you up. Well, it's like, it's already done. There's no revenge. I don't see that. Now, I do see the statement of, going after this because of a corrupt government, blah, 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 Dominion, blah, 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 whatever.
Let's take a quick look over here. This is a comparison of Venezuela's army versus our army. Venezuela defense budget, $4 billion. Ours, $895 billion, almost $1 trillion.
I would be willing to bet the margin of error in that statistic is close to what their budget is.
No, this is great. Air power. Now, keep in mind, our military is spread out all over the world.
Oh, I love this one, though. Do you know who has the largest air force or largest air power in the world?
We have the largest, the second
do you know who
largest,
has the second
and
largest?
the third largest. We talked about this once.
Yeah, our Air Force is the first.
Largest.
Our Navy is the second, and our Army is the third.
And then that doesn't count the Marines, which has...
They don't.
They have 1,300 planes on top of that, which most countries don't have.
They're part of the Navy.
Well,
right?
look,
I'm going to piss off all the Marines out there in the world. They're part of the Navy.
They are.
They are an elite force of the Navy, but they're part of the Navy.
Oh, they're very elite. They're very elite. And thank you, veterans.
Absolutely.
Looking at the air power, Venezuela has 229 planes versus our 13,000. Now, we're not sending 13,000 because a lot of these 229 planes They're like F-16s. They're older models. They don't have replacement units. Of those 229, they're going to be lucky to have 100, 120 working planes.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't know how accurate it is anymore, but a friend of mine used to say that every carrier, every hangar, every fleet, you know, the section of planes in our military, they have at least one or two hangar queens, which are planes that everybody's saying fly, but they really don't, because they've been scavenged parts off of. Because the best place to get a replacement part for your plane when you're out in the ocean is on another plane.
Yeah, but we can resupply our carriers.
Yes, no, but there's constantly these hangar queens, and also what people don't know, and it's kind of a dirty little secret in the electronics world, is what they will do is they will swap out good parts for bad parts and put them back on that plane, and so that plane is full of nothing but bad parts, and then they'll warranty that plane back in.
No, oh yeah,
they'll send that plane back and go, we're not paying for this one because it's all broken.
But how many of those Venezuelan planes?
Well, that's
do
what
you
I'm
think
saying.
are
There's
workable?
probably I would say it's probably 150.
Okay,
but,
let's say it's
but
150.
to be fair, are all that's what's registered in air power. Some of those might be literal Cessnas that they use for scouts. I mean, that doesn't mean they're war planes. That means they are planes that can fly.
Well, let's look at this. Okay, air power. Venezuela has 30 planes that are fighter aircraft. We have just shy of 1,800.
Yeah.
Now, now I don't know how many planes a aircraft carrier carries. Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Attack aircraft, dedicated attack aircraft.
Those are your fighters.
Venezuela has nothing. They have nothing.
Yeah, those are your fighters.
We have just under 900. Transports, they're going to be transporting Maduro out. That's about it. I bet they're going to send up 10 planes, 9 are empty, and they're just going to try to get Maduro out.
I would like to know what transport for aircraft means, because transport for aircraft, in my opinion, would mean like C-130s, you know, obviously not a C-17, but, you know, planes that are for cargo.
It could be anything. I mean, I don't think that would be helicopters.
Probably is.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying it is helicopters, but I mean, we didn't ask that. Oh, we did right there.
Oh, let's
Helicopters,
see.
88.
Aerial tankers, 1, and it probably doesn't work. We have 605. There you go.
Well, hold on. All we really have to do is take out their one tanker then, and then they're kind of handicapped. They're kind of stuck to just flying around their world.
Well, look at this. They have 88 helicopters, and I've seen some videos about it. And their helicopters are old, like Korea War era helicopters.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, a Black Hawk. You know, you take 10 Black Hawks, they're going to take out those helicopters so fast. Not even funny. Attack helicopters, 10 versus 1,000. Tanks. Now, we're probably not going to be rolling in tanks, but if we do, they have 172. We have 4,640. I think we could take 200 of the best tanks that we have, roll them right in. Oh, let's see, armored vehicles. They probably have an advantage because theirs are there right now. We'd have to land ours, but I don't think we're going to be landing. I don't think we're sending in troops. And if we do, it's going to be like Panama. We're going to be in and out in hours.
Yeah. I mean, these are kind of laughable. I do remember, it's kind of a weird way, but I won't get into why, but I happen to know somebody who I think he's passed away now, but he was actually in China in the 70s as one of the delegations that came to China. Remember that whole big thing with Nixon and that, and then moved on and started doing things with Carter and that.
Okay.
And he worked in the military, and he was there to, quote unquote, aid in their development. What he later said, he was really there at the government's behest to make sure and document everything he saw. And he was tied into the aviation industry and everything. And so he went, and he said everybody was afraid of China back then. And that they were going to attack. He said half their planes on the runway that were battle ready, that were ready to take off, they were so proud of, he said, had flat tires.
Well, I mean, China, you know, everybody's panicking about the J-20. And
they're definitely better now.
what's coming out about the J-20, The engines are garbage. They fall apart like crazy. Our jets turn much faster because the exhaust is directional.
Yeah,
It
they can
move,
use the exhaust to kind of pivot the planes.
yeah, exactly. Where the J-20 can't do that. And so a lot of things that are coming out recently that I've been hearing about China's J-20, their best plane is that it's stealth when it's on the ground, turned off, and powered down.
I would say, though, to be honest, that the same thing Japan had. You can take the crappiest equipment in the world as long as you have somebody that's willing to die for their cause. And that's the problem you have with China, is that these guys, a lot of them, I'm not going to say every soldier they have, because that'd be ridiculous, but a lot of the soldiers are willing to die for their cause. They're willing to fly that plane into a building type of thing.
Well, I'm just going to throw out a quote from, I believe it was Patton. Don't die for your country. Make the other bastard die for his. So there you go. Looking at submarines, Venezuela has one. I guarantee you we've got about 3, possibly 4 subs out there out of our 70. They're going to take out any ship that Venezuela puts up. I'm just going to do a quick look through here. We don't have any frigates in our...
I don't think we run frigates anymore.
We don't run
Isn't a
frigates.
Isn't a frigate?
I don't know what counts as a frigate, but apparently we don't have any, and they have one. So, well, we just lost the war. That one frigate is going to go out. It's going to put its sails up.
I was going to say, isn't a frigate a sail ship?
I have no clue.
I could be wrong. I am not a Navy guy. I have no idea. I did work on a Navy ship for the Indian government once. One of their 2 Navy ships that they have that are tall mast sail ships. They had 2 actual sail ships. I mean, these are like wooden pirate boat type boats, and they were part of the Navy. And they used them for ceremonial purposes and stuff, and we were retrofitting these and putting satellite communication systems on them. And they were sailing them down, and they were going to set up communication hubs for after the tsunami.
Well, do you know what our flagship is? The official flagship of the United States Navy.
A ship with a flag?
It's the Constitution.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say it's got to be a wood ship. It's got to be one of the important ones. And No, wait a minute.
Old Ironsides.
Oh, Constitution. Okay, and it's the desk that was made out of the Resolution.
Oh, no. That's a completely different ship. That was a British ship.
No, that's what I said. Yeah, okay. I was thinking Resolution.
This is the Constitution. It's a wooden ship with sails.
We have quite a few of those, actually.
And it officially is the flagship of our Navy, even though we would never send it out to war. The other thing with Venezuela, the other thing that's going on is, like I said before, China is coming into Venezuela. And Monroe Doctrine says, no. And look what happened with Panama. The Chinese were running the Panama Canal, and we turned around and said, either you stop it or we're taking it back. That was Trump who said that. And the Panamanians said, we're getting rid of the Chinese. Well, so they're out, and we're going to be back in. I think the same thing is happening with Venezuela. We don't want the Chinese in there. We don't want the Chinese to get a foothold in the Americas. And a lot of people may not understand this, but if China gets access to our hemisphere, it's gonna lead to a world war.
Basically, Venezuela, we're going to kick their butts.
Well, hang on one second. So here, at the end of the day, here's the question.
Oh, there was a question.
There's a question. At the end of the day, how long do you think Venezuela is gonna last? No matter if we just take out some sites, if we actually go in, if we do regime change, whatever we're going to do, how many hours or minutes do you think Venezuela is going to last?
Well, I think the actual attack, the actual hey, from start to end, day and a half, but it's probably 3 months worth of news cycle.
Okay, here's what I think. I think it's going to take 6 to 8 hours.
No more than to end?
From the time we launch it to the time we've done what we need to do.
From button push to phone call? 6 to 8 hours?
6 to 8, from phone call from Venezuela saying we give up.
Yeah.
Maximum 22 hours. I don't think it's going to go over a day. Venezuela was training people in how to use weapons. They're arming their civilians, saying, hey, let us teach you how to.
That's a dangerous thing for Venezuela.
Oh, that's what I was going to get to. Venezuela is training their citizens how to use weapons, how to fight, thinking they'll be a homeland militia. And I was looking at pictures of these people they were training, and let's just say they were not in the best of shape. And I agree, they can shoot a gun at us, but you launch a few rockets their way, they're going to scatter in 2 seconds. I don't think you're going to really have a civilian population like you did in, say, Korea or Vietnam that's going to fight to the end
Well, I don't think
to
we're going to
save
go
Maduro. You could see that in the United States, but that's not going to happen in Venezuela. I just don't see it.
You said 22 hours on the outset. I'm going to take the 22 to 36.
Okay, so on 22 or less, you're going to take 22 to 36.
Yep.
37 and above is a draw.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were wrong.
And if Maduro would like to get in on this, hey, give us a phone call here or leave us a comment.
Oh, what was your
Teachers and
bottom
Train
number?
Station.
What was your bottom number? 7?
Six to 8.
Okay, so
bottom
under,
number.
So under,
I'll
let's say
take
8.
6 to 22.
6 to 22. Okay, so from 1 to 6.
1 to 6 is just a draw.
Okay.
Okay. And if you like what we're doing, please please comment, please subscribe. Let us know how long you think Maduro's going to last.
Just one last thing. He really does have like 28 cats here. And if you don't like and subscribe, it's going to be 27.
It's 10. It's only 10.
I get to go for 17 of them.
There you go.
And with that, we'll see you at the next stop.
It can be either one. Okay, so we're both right. Go to hell, that's getting edited out.
Oh my gosh.